for the next year. And keep in mind that that fee I'm talking about is an application fee. It's a one-time application fee. So I'm not advocating that it's going to be that cost every year. In terms of the timelines, that's a piece of the public policy decision that I'll say it, I didn't agree with all the timelines, but that's the beauty of the public policy process, and unfortunately, I'm a victim of that as well as you are. I mean, look what I got to do in the next 60 days for Colorado as a whole. I get it as well, and I mean, I'm sympathetic to your issue. If there was something I could do to work with you, I would do it. I just don't know that at this point, I just don't have the flexibility.
Thank you very much. People asking the questions, if we could keep your comments and everything, just get straight to the question. They're going to get straight to the answers. We'll keep it short and brief so we get as many questions in as we can. So please come straight with the question. Try to keep away from making any comments. Ask your questions. Panel give answers, and we'll get as many people through as we can because a lot of people want to hear this. Thank you. Go ahead, sir.
May a dispensary relocate or move under a municipal existing moratorium such as exists in the city of Longmont?
Panel members?
Am I on? All right. I'll take this one. As far as I can tell, the bill does say you're allowed to transfer your license within local governments. There's nothing in here that specifically addresses the issue of you're in an area that has a temporary moratorium, a permanent ban, switching to another area. As far as the state's concerned, you will get your state license. That's all they're really worried about. The problem is Longmont would not have the ability to, say, transfer your business to Denver, which would be another local government. My understanding, again, is as long as you follow whatever the applicable rules for the local government that has control over the entity that you want to get licensed, that's what you need to do. So if you're in an area now that has a moratorium, you can either wait and try to work to overturn the moratorium, get permanent rules enabling it on the ballot, which would obviously take months, or find another city that has some sort of enabling legislation, some sort of business licenses they'll issue that you can get to before the deadline, because there's nothing that's specifically put in here to transfer between cities, transferring a license that way. As far as the state's concerned, you would be valid, but it would be a new license for your new city once the bill goes into effect.
Thank you very much. Next, sir.
Can someone speak to business structures, acceptable business structures with the imminent consolidation going on? Do you have to become one business? Can there be owned subsidiaries? Can there be joint ventures? How can licenses work together now that established grows, established dispensaries, established food manufacturers have to come together now and form some type of structure in 3 weeks with people you possibly just met yesterday?
Who would like to talk? Panel members?
I'm happy to address that. Your answer is actually statutory, and it's in the definition, I believe, of a dispensary license itself, or the optional premises license itself. The optional premise license, the statute provides that in order to get an optional premise cultivation license, the license may be issued only to a person licensed under 402 or 404, which is the edibles or the center license. So you'll have to be identically licensed in order to qualify for that license. In terms of the timelines, again, I don't disagree with your observation about it, but I think there's some arguments in there in terms of when the legislation goes into effect. If you are currently certified, if you currently have the ability to certify that you're growing 70% of your medicine, I think you could say that you've met the test. Not to say that you don't have the intent to partner with a grow or somebody else on down the road when this bill actually goes into effect on July 1 of next year. So it's something for you to think about.
But still, would you have to be one business?
You will when this bill goes into effect, absolutely.
Okay, so no joint venture, no wholly owned subsidiary, no...
Correct.
Okay.
It's actually a statutory provision. It's not something that can be done through rulemaking. The statute requires that the person holding that license is the one who can get the optional premise grow.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go straight to the other side.
So in order to clarify what you're saying, does the dispensary have to own at least 51%, or does it have to own the whole grow?
I guess I'm going to be the one to answer that one too. You guys got to ask the
Rob?
questions to these people here. No, the reality is in terms of ownership, the entity itself is what holds a license. Your ownership can be, 10%, 90%, 50-50, whatever you decide. But if ABC Inc., to make it easy, holds the dispensary license, ABC Inc. is the one who can get the optional premise license. Does that answer your question?
Yes. I also have two other questions.
I'm sorry. Hey, we got to go down one question each. I apologize. We're trying to get as many people as we can. We can go to the other side. Thank you.
My question is actually for Mr. Cook. Again, sorry. You mentioned several times that the full force of the bill goes into effect July 1st of next year. So several provisions as far as employees, 21-year-olds, felony convictions in the past, say all those disqualifiers expire within a year. Do we need to get rid of these people now, or do we have until July 1st of next year? And can the one dispensary have more than one optional premises growing facility license? Like 5 or 10 per dispensary.
Me again.
This is Matt Cook by default. Since,
the reality is technically things don't go into effect until July 1 of next year. But I want to make an observation here. And the observation is that if you're a dispensary owner and you want to validate your business and you know it's coming, I would hope that you would do it sooner rather than later for obvious reasons. Because if there's an issue between now and the implementation date, and the issue happens to be with one of the persons that are prohibited from licensure under this bill, it's going to seriously amplify or magnify that problem on a statewide basis. But from a technical, well, yeah, I can. It's going to validate the concerns of the statute. It just looks bad. I mean, do you want the media or the press attention that, you've got someone working there that's got a felony for one of the prohibited felonies? I won't pick one. But would you want that press attached to your business or to this industry as a whole, knowing that the governor signed this bill, that's one of the provisions on down the road? I can promise you the media will have a heyday with it.
And on the other issue that you said, this one's hoping a happier answer. There's nothing in here that says what the maximum number of any of these licenses are for any approved entity. There's nothing in here that says how many medical marijuana centers, how many optional premises, how many infused products you can qualify for, as long as they're not in the same city and impact competition, I guess, is the one caveat there. But there's nothing here. If you have the patience that justifies multiple optional premises facilities, then obviously you need patience to be able to justify the plants that are there, but there's nothing here that limits how many you can have. It all says, and I guess to touch on the other point, it's all about who's licensed. That's 100% owned. There's nothing that caps how many you can own as long as you are a proper licensee.
One second, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, we're supposed to vacate in 5 minutes. Now, welcome to the convention center. After 5 minutes from now, I start getting into double time with the union and everything. I'll pay for the whole thing if you all want this to keep going. Does anyone want this to keep going or want to kill it? Okay, so we'll keep going here. We'll pick it up. I want it to be informational. Make sure on your way out tonight that you grab some stuff whenever you decide to leave. We're going to keep this going for a little while, but I do want to tell you one thing. The Kush family of magazines, DailyBuds.com, DB.com, the parent company, has started a foundation. This foundation has a seedling of money in it of $50,000, and it is climbing constantly. We put this foundation together to put a board together so that all the advocacy groups, whether it's somebody in trouble because of marijuana, anything, they can submit to us, the board approves it, and we immediately cut a check out to them if we feel it's for the cause. So we hope you guys enjoy that. If you have a circumstance in Colorado where you do need the fund assistance, where you do need the monetary assistance, or you're an advocacy group and you want to do something with the money, submit it to us at info@dailybuds.com. We do a quick turnaround.